Walk-in patients are welcome.
Kool Hits 105.7 WLGC FM. Green Up, Ashland.
Kool Hits 105.7 and the Kool Hits Sports Network now presents Let's Talk Sports. We'll take a look at scores and sports stories, talk with coaches, players, and others. It's Let's Talk Sports, brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shops of the Tri-State, Stoltz Pharmacy in Greenup, Kentucky Farmers Bank, River Cities Builders, and J.D. Flooring of Greenup. Now, here's your host for Let's Talk Sports, James Collier.
And welcome into Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network. James Collier in studio this morning. We've got a full house. Coach Ryan Bonner and the Ashland Tomcats are in, the six-time defending 16th region champs. They're off to Rupp Arena in the Sweet 16. They'll play game number 2 on Wednesday. You can catch all the action of the boys' Sweet 16 all week long right here on Kool 105.7, beginning this Wednesday at 11 a.m. We'll do a couple of segments with the team. March Madness is about to kick up. We've got a lot of conference tournaments going to play finals today or tomorrow. We'll look at that bubble, watch which team's in, which teams are out. Did a couple of teams do themselves some disservice yesterday? One, I can't stand this team, and they did. Listen, I had the perfection yesterday. UK lost, North Carolina won, and Oregon beat Caleb Love in Arizona. It was a beautiful thing. It was a trifecta. I mean, you can't ask for anything better than that. So, and today it's my grandson's birthday. So, I mean, it was like you can't do any better than that. So, but we'll look at the bracketology, see what's going on from there. And, of course, the Border Sporting Goods rant of the week at the end of the show. I'm sick of these quitters. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. We'll take our first break. We come back. Coach Ryan Bonner's in. We'll talk about the game and preview the matchup coming up as they head off to the Sweet 16 later on this week. That's as we continue here on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network.
If you're looking for a complete discount pharmacy with old-fashioned service and excellent prices, look no more. Since 1979, Stoltz Pharmacy has provided our area with the finest in pharmacy care, 24-hour emergency prescription service, free delivery, and drive-through service for prescriptions. Stoltz Pharmacy continues to fill all of your expectations. They carry a nice selection of gift items. For hometown service, see the professionals at Stoltz Pharmacy in Greenup. More than you expect from a pharmacy.
Stoltz Pharmacy.
River Cities Builders is a licensed general contractor specializing in commercial and industrial projects, and they have a history and reputation of providing top-notch expertise through their experienced and devoted workforce. River Cities Builders also is a gas facility maintenance company offering petroleum equipment maintenance and EMV-compliant upgrades for smart payment terminals, and they offer 24 hours, 7 days a week emergency service. Call 606-473-4112 or visit rivercitiesbuildersinc.com.
I'm April Perry, the CEO of Kentucky Farmers Bank. On average, our employees have been with Kentucky Farmers Bank for over 10 years, and that is important to you and us. We want you to know who you are dealing with. Whether you are financing a new home, buying a car, or remodeling your kitchen, Kentucky Farmers Bank is the better bank for all your needs.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for all your financial needs since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
J.D. Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup, has been family-owned and operated for over 30 years, featuring top-of-the-line material, guaranteed installation, and absolutely no one can beat J.D. Flooring's price. Need to replace your current flooring in one room or the entire house? Call J.D. Flooring in Greenup. 606-473-0411 for a free estimate. A call can get your house ready for any occasion. You'll absolutely love your new flooring from J.D. Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup.
Quality Marathon gasoline, great monthly specials on snacks and beverages, and fantastic service. Those are the qualities of Clark's Pump and Shops. You'll find a Clark's Pump and Shop near you in the Bluegrass State and beyond. And Rick and Brent Clark want you to know that they take pride in giving you the best prices and service, and they thank you for your patronage. Clark's Pump and Shops are a division of the John W. Clark Oil Company. Clark's Pump and Shops. Return, refresh, refuel.
Kool Hits, the greatest songs of all time. 105.7.
Back on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network. In studio, Ashland basketball and head coach Ryan Bonner. Coach, good morning. How are you?
Doing good. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for joining us. 6 consecutive. That rewrites some record books. That ties you with the mark that you guys did, 1924 to 1929. Clark County did it from 47 to 52. I did a little math like that. 72 years that it's gone since that has happened. 6 consecutive. Pretty special.
That is. And we don't take it for granted. And, it's even just winning one is incredibly hard to do. It's a tough task. And it's just a credit to the guys in our locker room and their no-quit mindset.
I said this in postgame, and it was probably in the conversation well before this, but you win 6 consecutive region championships. There's a word that starts with a D that you got to throw out there, dynasty. Do you guys look at it that way? I mean, do you feel like that you're in that conversation?
You bringing that up, that's really the first time I've thought about it, to be honest with you. I was just so pleased with our team to get this one, just because everything we went through throughout the course of the season, the toughness of schedule, the fact that we didn't, it didn't knock us on our feet. We weren't, thrown off balance by any of the adversity that was put in front of us. We just continued to fight and grit through it. So I was just, to get this one meant a lot to me personally. You mentioned dynasty. I haven't really put too much thought into it, but I guess, 6 consecutive definitely puts you in that conversation, I would imagine. So just like I said, very grateful to get this one. This one was special to me personally because it was an opportunity for us as a staff to really put our own stamp on things. And we didn't really get that opportunity last year because of the circumstances that we were put in. We just had to roll it out and let them go, so to speak. And kind of navigate the storm throughout the process. But this year was an opportunity for us to implement our own culture, our own ideas, our own philosophies, our own, ideas about how we wanted things done on a day-to-day basis. So for that reason, this one meant a lot to me personally.
You talk about the schedule that you guys ran through. I mean, it was a gauntlet from the start to the finish. You closed out the regular season playing the top team in the state in Great Crossing. Mm-hmm. You had Covcath in your house. I mean, how much do you feel like that schedule, when somebody looked at it at the beginning of the year and saying, what are you doing, how much do you feel like that puts you where you guys are now?
And I can assure you I got a lot of that at the beginning of the year. But, it exploits all the right things when you play a schedule like that. And it allowed so much growth for us throughout the course of the season. And that's important. And as long as I'm the head coach at Ashland, I won't schedule any different because I think that's how you grow, and I think that's how you get better. We're a team that doesn't run from conflict or adversity. We run towards it because we know that that's where growth is made. So, the Covcath game, the Great Crossing game, losing 3 times to Boyd, all those things provided growth moments for us where we could go back and, watch it on film and say, hey, we got to get better at X, Y, Z, or we're not going to be cutting down nets in March. And we were completely all bought in on that. And our guys handle that really well. We played the same type of schedule last year, and it doesn't bother them. It doesn't faze them. It's just what we do now. So,
you talk about the 3 losses to Boyd. It was the first time in tournament history, and this tournament dates all the way back to 1922, that a team won the championship after losing to the region runner-up 3 consecutive times. What was it that you guys put yourself there in that basketball game to where you felt like a couple slipped away from you there in those overtime games, especially in the district championship, but when all the chips were on the table in the biggest game of the season, you come away with a nice win?
Yeah, and it was a credit to our preparation as a staff and a team. We were ultra prepared all tournament for every single opponent, and I'm a big believer, and I told our guys this, all season long. The more prepared you are, the less pressure there's going to be in those moments, and we really prepped our butts off, especially for Boyd in that regional championship game, to make sure our guys knew everything that was happening, every single possession, and they were just committed to getting stops. And I thought that was the key of the game. You go back to the third quarter, we opened up the third quarter with 7 consecutive stops. It might have been more. I don't know. I know for a fact it was 7 consecutive stops, and that goes back to just what we emphasize every day. We're big on getting kills defensively, which is 3 consecutive stops, and that's something that we deliberately work on in practice every single day. So it was great to see that come to the surface, things that you emphasize every day. But I just thought the difference there was we were just committed to guarding and getting stops and holding them to one tough one and getting the rebound.
I said in that ball game, I think the worst thing that could have happened to Boyd County was halftime. They had a little bit of momentum there coming into the half, and then you guys come out and turn off that big run. And it was to the point to where the third quarter this year reminded me a lot of the first quarter last year when you guys raced out to a 24-6 lead.
Yeah, that's true. Like I said, we were able to get 7 consecutive stops, and I think the point in that game where I thought, okay, I think we got this one. Asher Adkins, Rhett Holbrook, drives the left-hand lane, and he goes up for a layup. Asher blocks it and gets possession of it. I think at that point we were up 8 points. Asher pushes the ball in transition, gets 2 feet in the paint, reverse pivot, hits Nate Freeze, and he busts the 3 to put us up 11. Okay, Boyd gets the ball, they bring it down, and they take a wild one. A wild 3. And we get the rebound, and it was that possession. I'm sitting there thinking, I think we're going to win this game. But it was just our buy-in defensively that we were just going to stack stop after stop after stop and just make. When you watch that game, that we had a few breakdowns defensively, but I felt like every shot that they took was a tough contested shot, and I thought defense and toughness was the difference.
The way that you guys played with that intensity, do you feel like that it really paid its dividends there in the fourth quarter and you guys started to pull away?
Absolutely, and it didn't let up. And I thought we played that way the whole tournament. We had moments throughout the season where, we changed a lot of things that we were doing defensively drastically going into this year based on the way that we've defended the last 5 seasons. And that gave me a lot of nervousness and a lot of anxiety because we had a lot of success playing defense the way we were the past 5 seasons. But I knew, based on the personnel that we had coming back, 4 football players in the starting lineup, we might need to adjust the way that we play defensively. And, there were times throughout the season where it didn't look right at times. And as a coach, you question yourself what you're doing, but we didn't waver from it. We continued to get better at it, and it was almost like when we hit that Greenup game, it all came to fruition at the right time, and that defensive intensity didn't let up from the Greenup County game on. And I think that intensity, in all honesty, started with Cam Davis in that Greenup County game, heating up their primary ball handler for 4 quarters, and it was like that set the tone for us defensively for the rest of the tournament.
You talk about your defense. You and I talked about this after the Greenup County game. It's 20-19 after 1 quarter played. You told me, you said you looked at your coach and said, I got to do something different because this isn't working. You guys were playing a little bit of zone there in the first quarter. You guys get back into man, really get up in them, make them uncomfortable. You hold them to 22 points the final 3 quarters of play. What was it about that game? Was it a game where maybe they felt a little too comfortable, or was it just something that Greenup County was really exploiting something that you needed to do better?
Well, we, like you said, we came out in that 2-3 zone. And I think that allowed them a little too much space at times. They were hitting shots, took some tough shots too, and they were also getting behind us in transition a little bit early. So I looked at the stat sheet at the end of the first quarter, and I think they were like 66% from the field. So I look at Coach LeMaster, and I'm like, well, this ain't working. We got to do something different. And at that point, that's when we decided to match up, and we told Cam Davis, like, look, their ball handler has got to feel discomfort. He's got to be more worried about your pressure than running their offense. So Cam just did a great job of turning that guy multiple times as he's coming up the floor. And just by doing that, I felt like it disrupted their whole offense. And we were able to get some, deflections, some steals that led to easy buckets. And from the second quarter on, I thought we played a perfect defensive game. And like I said, I felt like that just kind of set the tone for us for the rest of the tournament.
The Fleming County game, you guys had to weather a storm there in the fourth quarter and a couple of big plays that decided the outcome, but none bigger than Nate's big three ball there to end the third quarter.
Yeah, another Nate Freeze 3 in the third quarter. Let's go.
Big men that can shoot, right?
Yeah. Just like old Coach Bonner back in the day.
Nate didn't like that too well.
Yeah.
And that was another one of those plays that it was a key moment that doesn't show up in the stat sheet in the way the things ended, but you look at how that ball game resulted there. They had it to 1 late, and it was that momentum that you guys kind of built off that going into the fourth.
Yeah, that end of quarter 3 by Nate was huge, and then there's another play. We had a side out of bounds. It might have been inside 2 minutes, and they were within 2 to 4 points, I think, if I remember. And Xander gets a backdoor layup, and that was those types of plays. When you hit somebody in that situation for a backdoor and an uncontested layup, it's defensively it's kind of deflating, and it was like that was a play that really kind of sealed the game for us.
You put Xander in Adam Hargett just about the entire 32 minutes, and I talked with Buddy Biggs after the game, and he said Xander shut down the 16th Region Player of the Year for an entire game. But sometimes you expend so much energy on the defensive side, it takes you away from the offensive side. That wasn't the case.
No, and Xander's done that for us all year. I mean, he pretty much averages 32 minutes a game. Here's another interesting stat that this wasn't my credit. Somebody told me this. I think it might have been Coach Easterling. But in the last 2 games of the regional tournament, Xander played 64 minutes and only turned the ball over 1 time. So
I think that falls in the category of decent.
Yeah, we'll take that. Come on, Xander, 1 turnover? You're running at practice today.
That's right.
No, I'm kidding. But no, he's done that for us all year. And going back to that Fleming game, he had to guard the other team's best player and also get offense for us. And it's just a credit to his toughness mentally, and I think that he also took that matchup a little personally. And
I might have said that a few times on the air.
Yeah, he wanted to win that matchup. It meant something to him, and he did a great job on him. And that matchup was my biggest concern going into that game, because in the Morgan County game he hit 5 threes, and I'm looking at our staff. I'm like, guys, he's the difference in their team. We have got to find a way to take away his threes, and if we can do that, I don't know that they can score enough to beat us. And we did a great job. I think we held him to. Did he hit a 3?
He had 4 points.
Yeah, and he didn't hit a 3.
He did not hit a 3.
Okay,
no.
Yeah. So I thought that was definitely the difference in the basketball game. And then on top of that, like you said, just guys making plays at the right time when we needed them to.
You go to a very familiar venue again. You head off to Rupp Arena. You've got game number 2 on Wednesday against Region 2 champion Lyon County. Some guy named Travis Perry that plays down there, which I'm sure many people know all too well. What do you see about your opponent, and how do you match up with them?
They do a lot of things really well. They, it's not just Travis Perry. They've got a great group around him, and those guys have played together for an extremely long time. They're averaging 80 points a game. They're averaging 40 rebounds a game. They're the number 1 rebounding team in the state of Kentucky. They've got good size, strength, and length. And what they do defensively, what they do offensively is nothing. We've seen it, a million times. They're going to play with extreme tempo and try to score as early in the possession as possible. However, defensively, what they do is kind of different than anything we've seen this year. Their primary defense is a half-court 1-2-2 press, and it's smart what they're doing. They put their 2 biggest guys in the back end of it. They try to speed you up and either turn you over or make you take a quick one. Those 2 guys in the back end are going to get the rebound. Travis Perry's at the point of that zone, and as soon as the shot goes up, he's leaking out, and they're going to chuck it to him. And they're good at it.
Church League basketball at its best.
It's what it looks like at times, but it works. And like I said, they're good at it, and they're good at speeding teams up and forcing quick, shots early in the possession that might not be the best shot. So to me, the things that stand out when you're talking about preparation are your transition defense, which we've been a great team in transition defense all year. I thought we did a good job against Boyd and Fleming of making them play in a half court and taking away their transition opportunities. So that's the number 1 that stands out to me. Number 2 is we got to hold them to one tough one. We can't let them get second chances. And then number 3, we got to take care of it. We can't be loose with the ball against that zone pressure. And to me, I think getting the ball to the second side against that zone pressure, if we can do that, I think we're going to get a lot of really good looks offensively, both from behind the 3-point line and at the rim. So, and we're going to have to play tough because the state tournament isn't going to be called or officiated any different than the regional tournament. They're going to let us play, and it's going to be physical. And I do think that's to our advantage because we're a physical basketball team.
How important is it to match the energy of Lyon County in that first 4 minutes of the game?
It's going to be huge because there's going to be a lot of Lyon County fans in the stands, and I'm not talking about people that are just from Eddyville, Kentucky. There's going to be a lot of fans there that are going to be excited about seeing Travis Perry, rooting them on, wanting them to see them make a run. And what's great about that is that's not really new to us. You know, we've spent all year on the road. You know, if you look at our schedule, we only had 7 home games, and we went to a lot of gyms and a lot of hostile environments where we weren't very well liked. And you know, that's kind of been the case the last several years, so that's not new to us. So I go back to, you know, strength of schedule, the fact that we were on the road all year. I don't think that's going to rattle our composure.
Preparation for this game, how much do you have to look at, obviously, your opponent of what they do, and you've really gone into that a lot, but at the same time of just making certain that you guys go in and take care of Ashland basketball?
Oh, that's huge. You know, and especially when you get to the state tournament, you know, we're huge. Our program is huge on game preparation regarding the other opponent. I'm a huge believer in it, and I always will be. But you're exactly right. There is a component of, hey, we got to focus on us, and we got to be the best version of ourselves. So I do think that's important, and I think a lot of that just goes back to poise and having composure. And, you know, it certainly helps that, you know, this will be the 6th consecutive year we've played on Rupp Arena's floor. Like I said, this is nothing new to us. This is what we do, and this is our comfort zone. This is you know, this is how we're gonna attack it. Hey, this is our home floor, right? This is our 6th time here, so we're gonna treat this like our home floor, and we're gonna sell out on being the best version of ourselves. So I'm getting fired up. I'm ready to go right now.
I'm gonna have him do the jingle when we go to the break in just a second. All right, we're gonna take a break. We come back. We're gonna talk with the players. We got a lot of them in house this morning, 6 to be exact. We'll talk about the regional tournament and the trip down to Lexington on Wednesday. That's as we continue here on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network.
If you're looking for a complete discount pharmacy with old-fashioned service and excellent prices, look no more. Since 1979, Stultz Pharmacy has provided our area with the finest in pharmacy care, 24-hour emergency prescription service, free delivery, and drive-through service for prescriptions. Stultz Pharmacy continues to fill all of your expectations. They carry a nice selection of gift items. For hometown service, see the professionals at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup. More than you expect from a pharmacy.
Stultz Pharmacy.
River Cities Builders is a licensed general contractor specializing in commercial and industrial projects, and they have a history and reputation of providing top-notch expertise through their experienced and devoted workforce. River Cities Builders also is a gas facility maintenance company offering petroleum equipment maintenance and EMV compliant upgrades for smart payment terminals, and they offer 24 hours, 7 days a week emergency service. Call 606-473-4112 or visit rivercitiesbuildersinc.com.
Hello, I'm Michael Bowling, Senior Vice President of Kentucky Farmers Bank. When you do business with Kentucky Farmers Bank, you're making an investment in your community. Your money stays local, we never sell your loan, and in turn, we invest in local families, churches, schools, and charities. We believe in our community, and that's why we are the better bank for loans.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for loans since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup, has been family owned and operated for over 30 years, featuring top-of-the-line material, guaranteed installation, and absolutely no one can beat JD Flooring's price. Need to replace your current flooring in one room or the entire house? Call JD Flooring in Greenup, 606-473-0411 for a free estimate. A call that can get your house ready for any occasion. You'll absolutely love your new flooring from JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup.
Quality Marathon gasoline, great monthly specials on snacks and beverages, and fantastic service. Those are the qualities of Clark's Pump and Shops. You'll find a Clark's Pump and Shop near you in the Bluegrass State and beyond. And Rick and Brent Clark want you to know that they take pride in giving you the best prices and service, and they thank you for your patronage. Clark's Pump and Shops are a division of the John W. Clark Oil Company. Clark's Pump and Shops. Return, refresh, refuel.
Cool Hits weather is brought to you by Big Sandy Superstores of the Tri-State. For all your furniture and appliance needs, see Big Sandy today.
Cool Hits weather.
Mostly sunny today, a high of 65, partly cloudy tonight, low 45. Sunshine on Sunday, high of 57. Few clouds on Sunday night with a low around 30.
Cool Hits 105.7.
Back on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network. Ashland basketball in the studio with me this morning. We got 6 players in the house. Let's go around the horn and let them introduce themselves. We'll start here first with Xander.
Xander Carter.
Cam Davis.
Braxton Jennings. Asher Adkins. Tyson Malone. Nate Freeze.
Nate, I'll start with you since you've got the microphone there. Tuesday night before the game, you said, I've never left this gymnasium without hardware. I don't plan on doing it here tonight, and you guys come through in the biggest moment.
Yeah, man. I've played in that gym plenty of times. Never lost in that gym, obviously. And I love playing there. Playing in the big moment, it's great. And especially, every year we get to play our rival Boyd County in the championship for something meaningful. There's nothing better than that. I'm the type of person, I love playing in big games. It's just it's always been a place where I feel like I perform better than most other games, and I couldn't think of anything better.
Last year you had a big game in the championship, 17 points in that win. What is it about you for the championship that gets you going?
I just playing for something. It motivates me in a different way. I feel like just going out there, knowing we're playing our rival, we're playing for a chance to go to Rep Arena and play on UK's floor. That's not something that a lot of people can say they've done. It means a lot to me. And I got to give credit to my teammates. I'm not a guy that really scores with the ball in my hands. I'm a guy that finds a little sliver of space, and they give me the ball and I can score a layup or hit a wide open three. So credit to my teammates for getting me the ball in the right situation and giving me the opportunity to score all those points for sure.
Let me back through that big three there to end the third quarter against Williamson County. In the moment of that game, how big was that?
That was huge. A couple plays before that, Tyson Malone had hit a corner three, and threes weren't really falling a whole lot that game, and our defense was definitely what kept us in that game 100%. And he was wide open in the corner again, and I thought it was going in. Went off to the left a little bit. It hit the back iron. I got the rebound, and as soon as I caught it, I was thinking about passing. I saw there's 3 seconds on the clock, so I just let it fly, and it went in, thankfully. And, I think that gave us a big momentum shift going into that fourth quarter, kind of got us fired up, and I think that was a big reason that we came out with a win that game.
Tyson, for you, hitting that first corner three there, that started that little 6-0 run to end the quarter, how big was that for the team?
I think it was just a big momentum changer, especially how tight it was, and then me hitting that three, and then Nate hitting that three was just a big momentum changer.
For you, a guy that comes off the bench, you're kind of that sixth man, having that knowledge of knowing, okay, this is my moment, and I've got to give all my energy that I have when I roll in there. Does that kind of get you fired up from whenever Coach does say, all right, it's your time?
Yeah, it does get me fired up because, coming off the bench and just giving the team the energy that they need, I think it also helps with momentum too, because if we're not scoring or something, and I go in there and get a couple buckets, it just gets the game going.
Asher, for you really balled out there in the championship game, especially getting after it on the glass. For you, is that like a personal challenge you put toward yourself of trying to win the war on the glass?
Yeah, definitely. Being on this team, there are a lot of roles that every guy needs a role on the team, and that's kind of a role I've bought into. Just doing just the little things, making the gritty plays. I can thank football a whole lot to it. I see a ball coming off the glass. My plan is I'm going to go up and get the ball, and nobody else is going to come out with it. So yeah, I really make that a big point of emphasis in my game.
Back to Rupp for you as a senior, how big is that?
It's great. I can thank Jesus Christ for giving me and the rest of this team this opportunity. Not many people can say that they've won 5 region championships in a row, and been able to go to state, other than the COVID time. But it's really a blessing, and, I'm going to make the most of this opportunity. I'm going to give my all for my teammates and my coaches in the city of Ashland, and do whatever I can to help this team come out with a win.
Braxton, for you got things going quickly in that championship game against Boyd. When was it that you felt that this something's going right now, and I've got to get the ball because it's really going down?
I just felt like our offense wasn't flowing at first, and then I just felt like I needed to get to the bucket and get buckets for this team for our momentum.
Those 2 back-to-back threes there in the first, how big were those?
Those were really big. I mean, I feel like that's what got us going in the first quarter.
Now, for you last year, you went down to state, and you had a really good game there in that first game. Having the familiarity with the floor, how much does that help you kind of maybe talk to some of the guys that's not had those opportunities to play on the floor in extended minutes, of knowing what the expectations are going to be?
I mean, it just helps a lot being on that floor. I mean, I don't. It just helps for me. I don't know how to tell anybody else.
It just helps you. That's right. I got you.
I don't know how to tell anybody else. You just have to experience it.
It's something you need to experience for yourself.
Yeah,
buy a ticket, come
really
watch.
Explain it, yeah.
That's right. Come watch Braxton. Buy a ticket.
Yeah.
Cam, for you, Coach has talked about your defensive pressure. And being a guy that's a defensive-minded first, how much does that take you having to buy into what Coach wants you to do?
I play defense on football too, so that helps with my defense in basketball. And also it translates our offense too. Like our defense goes into our offense. We get out in transition. That's like our first thing on offense. So
I know you had one game that you opened the ball game with a corner 3. When that first bucket goes down, how much does that kind of energize everybody else around you?
It just gets us going. I mean, whenever I hit a shot, it gives me a whole lot of confidence. Because I haven't been shooting the ball well this season, but this region tournament I shot it great, and my teammates trusted me and had confidence in me.
How many times do you find that Coach puts you on the other team's best player of just saying, hey, you've got to go make them uncomfortable?
Quite a few times, but I would say Braxton would be our best defender, though.
But he doesn't talk, so don't worry. He's not going to tell us about it. Xander, for you, that was Braxton's comment. Moving on. For you, Xander, back-to-back MVPs. How special is that for you?
It's definitely special. I think there's a sense of gratitude that needs to be said about it, and just kind of how thankful I am for it, not taking that moment for granted. And it's all credit and to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for even being in that position. But it's really not a thing that I was really worrying about getting the back-to-back MVPs. I just wanted to win another regional championship and end up playing on Rupp's floor again.
Coach and I, we talked about in the Fleming County game that out-of-bounds play you guys ran off the sideline when you got that backdoor screen. Take me back through that play, because Coach Big said we had seen it many times, and they'd run it in the game several times, and we just totally broke down the defense.
Yeah, I think usually before the play happens, I can tell if I'll get open, if they're playing on the top side towards the ball, and that was the case in that scenario. And I looked at Nate, and I was like, it's going to be there. And then so eventually it was. I ended up getting fouled and making it and one. So it's definitely a turning moment in the game and kind of an add to our momentum shift, and really just boosted the overall team's confidence and realizing that, like, hey, like we're in this moment for a reason. We've been here many times. Like, let's go get us another win.
The big dunk there in the fourth quarter against Boyd, was that the cherry on the top?
Yeah, I think it definitely was. I talked to our CrossFit trainer's wife, Jared and Cassie Sasser, before the game. They told me not to quit. And so I knew I definitely want to play till the last buzzer sound. So when I seen Nate and there was nobody in the paint, I was like, give me the ball, I'm going to go up and dunk it.
For you, against Fleming County, you chased around Adam Hargett the entire ball game. Was it personal? Yeah, it definitely was. I feel like seeing even though I wasn't eligible for the Region Player of the Year, just kind of seeing that label, and, there comes with a target on your back when you win things like that, and MVPs, and so anytime that's kind of on someone and they have like all this hype and stuff, I definitely take it personal, and it ended up being in our favor for that game for sure. I'll start with you guys. I'm going to go back down through the line. What's the most thing that you find being special of being noted as a team that has won 6 consecutive region champions? Honestly, you just kind of said it yourself. Winning 6 in a row, it's definitely a big accomplishment. But really, it's just a testament to all of our guys in our locker room and our coaching staff and kind of the culture we have. I feel like that's definitely the most special part about the season, and all the memories we make even off the floor, and how we're super close, and we're a very close-knit friend group off the floor, and that definitely prevails us to more wins on the floor. Cam, for you?
The same thing as Xander. I mean, we've came together as a team all season. We've been tight, and it showed in the region tournament, and we got us another region championship.
Braxton?
Yeah, what Cam said.
What Cam? I was expecting 3 words. I got a few more than that. Good job, man. Asher?
No, I mean, I would say, like, I feel like it's a big testament to our hard work. You know, these coaches give us a game plan throughout the whole season and, you know, schemes that we got to do and got to get better at. But, you know, a lot of people don't see the work, the unrequired work of what it takes to win a region championship. You know, I'll text our assistant to get in the gym, and I'll see Xander there. I'll see Braxton. I'll see all these guys multiple times throughout the season working on their shot, getting better, and that prepares us for big games like that region championship and the region tournament itself. So, you know, I'm really proud of these guys, man, because it doesn't happen often. You know what I'm saying? So, like, being able to win a region championship 6 times in a row, you got to be doing something right. And, you know, these coaches have instilled this culture of champions. And, you know, if you don't want to practice like a champion, if you don't want to train like a champion, you're not going to be one. So, you know, these guys definitely work hard, and I'm really proud of them.
Braxton, do you want to stay with your answer or you want to switch to Asher's?
Yeah, switch to Asher's. Asher's was really good, yeah.
Tyson, for you?
Yeah, I just think it's our relationship that we have off the court, too, because, I mean, we're just a really tight group of friends, and I think that translates to what's on the court.
Nate?
Lots been said. I'm just kind of bounce off what everybody else said, but yeah, I think the culture.
He's going to go Braxton on us here, okay?
I think the culture of our team really plays a big part in it. You know, winning 6 in a row, it's really special. I mean, you know, a lot of guys don't even ever win one, and you know, to win 6, it's truly a blessing. You know, from the Lord above, and I think it's a big testament, honestly, to our coaching staff and especially the schedule that they put in place. You know, we play teams that are postseason basketball teams. You know, they're going to be at Rupp. They're going to be deep in their regional championship, and playing teams like that early in the season, you know, you might end up with a few more, with a little higher of a number in the loss column than you'd want, but it definitely pays off in the postseason because you know how those games are going to be. I mean, it don't matter who you play. Every game is going to be a close game for the most part. I mean, you look at it on paper, everybody would say, you know, we should kill Greenup County, all these other teams, Fleming County, things like that. But you look at it, and it's like, you know, into the first quarter, it's 2019 because those dudes are coming out and they're playing on a different level than they would the whole season. So, I mean, just a big testament to the coaches and the schedule that we put in place. You know, I think without the culture and just that nature of, you know, we're Ashland, we're going to play the toughest schedule because we know what it takes to win. I think that's the reason that we've come out with 6 in a row.
When you saw the schedule at the beginning of the season and you looked at it, now looking at it after what has transpired and where you guys are headed to, do you have a little bit different feeling about the way it was when you first saw it back in maybe September?
You know, honestly, when I saw the schedule, it really wasn't a surprise to me. You know, I know that, you know, we play a tough schedule. It's always what we do. When I saw Great Crossing for our senior night, I was a little shocked by that, you know.
Good job, Coach.
It's you know, most of the time, you know, the stigma is, you know, you play a team that you think you can beat on your senior night. And, you know, in all honesty, I came into that game like this is my last game at Anderson Gym. We're playing the #1 team in the state. And, you know, I just looked at it as it's a great opportunity. It's going to set us up really well for the postseason. And, you know, I love playing in that game, playing against those guys and, you know, just having that level of competition. It was amazing. And the schedule's always tough. That's just how it's always going to be. We're Ashland basketball. It's what we do. But, you know, I looked at it in the sense of it's going to help us a lot in the postseason. So that's why I didn't really mind it too much.
Tyson, for you?
Yeah, I looked at the schedule and I was like, all right. But, now I look at it and I'm like, yeah, it definitely helped us. And, I mean, I liked it. I mean, I like playing the tough teams because it definitely translates to postseason and we're just used to it. It's not a surprise.
Asher, for you?
Yeah, kind of what Nate said. When I saw that schedule, I was like, you know what, just another day being an Ashland basketball player. You got to think these last few years, I mean, we've competed in the King of the Bluegrass. We've gone and played at Marshall County Hoop Fest. We beat a team from, Georgia, I think. North Gwinnett, arguably one of our best wins in these past few years. So, I mean, seeing this level of competition is just really something I've gotten used to, honestly. Now I didn't have to play against those guys a whole lot in the previous years, but I got to experience it, and when I saw our schedule this year, I just thought, man, what opportunity, honestly. Like Coach said, it exploits what we need to fix. It shows us, you either win or you learn something. And, that's the way I look at it. And we learned a lot of things sometimes, and we had tough conversations, with our coach, with our mates. If you don't have tough conversations, then you're not willing to change for the better. So, I'm just thankful for this season, what this season has brought us. The sun's always going to come up tomorrow, regardless of what happens. I'm glad we're able to play the teams we played, and that gives us an opportunity to play one of those teams again, the first round of state, and I'm looking forward to it. I think we're going to be prepared.
Braxton, do you want to use any of those three? You want to phone a friend?
Yeah. First, when I seen the schedule, I was like, uh-oh. And then, especially when I seen Greg Crossing for our senior night. But we knew we had nothing to lose, so we just came out there and gave them a dogfight, and I feel like that really helped us postseason.
Cam?
When I first saw the schedule, I wasn't shocked at all. I mean, we played tougher schedules like that in the past, and I really haven't experienced it. It's like my first year playing. I actually didn't play in time, so it's going to help us whenever we get to Rupp. We're going to be used to playing the big teams, so I think it's going to help us.
Hey, real quick, I got to ask you a question. Who's a better defender, you or your mom? Not that she's listening or anything. Sorry, Stacy, I know what his answer wants to be, and he's not going to say it.
I don't think I'd say that one.
Yeah, I definitely think playing a tough schedule benefits us in many ways more than it definitely hurts us. There's some games and some points throughout the season where you kind of question a lot of things, and you kind of question the locker room, sometimes the personnel, really just anything about the season, and that's definitely those tough conversations that Asher kind of talked about definitely lead to moments of change and growth in our locker room. We have those every year, especially going to the postseason. We'll sometimes do a self-scout, and we have that extra kind of week to really focus on ourselves rather than always game prepping for another team. So that's definitely huge. And realizing before a season, when you see that tough of a schedule, that there's a lot of people that would love to be in the position that we're in. So it's just a sense of gratitude and realizing we can't take that tough of a schedule just for granted. And it's definitely a blessing being able to play in those type of games and great atmospheres and win so many regional championships. But we're definitely not done yet, and we're definitely gonna go make some noise at Rupp.
Guys, best of luck down in Lexington. I'll see you down there on Wednesday on game number 2 at 1:30. We'll see you in Lexington. Safe travels down there. Enjoy the trip.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Coach, before we go, I got to let you do it, man. Hit the jingle for us.
Kool Hits 105.7.
Brian Bonner and the guys in studio, Ashland, they'll play against Lyon County at 1:30 down in Lexington on Wednesday. We'll take a break. We come back. Bracketology and the Border Sporting Goods Rant of the Week as we continue here on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network.
If you're looking for a complete discount pharmacy with old-fashioned service and excellent prices, look no more. Since 1979, Stultz Pharmacy has provided our area with the finest in pharmacy care, 24-hour emergency prescription service, free delivery, and drive-through service for prescriptions. Stultz Pharmacy continues to fill all of your expectations. They carry a nice selection of gift items. For hometown service, see the professionals at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup. More than you expect from a pharmacy.
Stultz Pharmacy.
River Cities Builders is a licensed general contractor specializing in commercial and industrial projects, and they have a history and reputation of providing top-notch expertise through their experienced and devoted workforce. River Cities Builders also is a gas facility maintenance company offering petroleum equipment maintenance and EMV compliant upgrades for smart payment terminals, and they offer 24 hours, 7 days a week emergency service. Call 606-473-4112 or visit rivercitiesbuildersinc.com.
I'm April Perry, the CEO of Kentucky Farmers Bank. On average, our employees have been with Kentucky Farmers Bank for over 10 years, and that is important to you and us. We want you to know who you are dealing with. Whether you are financing a new home, buying a car, or remodeling your kitchen, Kentucky Farmers Bank is the better bank. for all your needs.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for all your financial needs since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup, has been family owned and operated for over 30 years, featuring top-of-the-line material, guaranteed installation, and absolutely no one can beat JD Flooring's price. Need to replace your current flooring in one room or the entire house? Call JD Flooring in Greenup. 606-473-0411 for a free estimate. A call can get your house ready for any occasion. You'll absolutely love your new flooring from JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup.
Quality Marathon gasoline, great monthly specials on snacks and beverages, and fantastic service. Those are the qualities of Clark's Pump and Shops. You'll find a Clark's Pump and Shop near you in the Bluegrass State and beyond. And Rick and Brent Clark want you to know that they take pride in giving you the best prices and service, and they thank you for your patronage. Clark's Pump and Shops are a division of the John W. Clark Oil Company. Clark's Pump and Shops. Return, refresh, refuel.
We're your home for Motown, soul, and great rock and roll. We're Kool Hits 105.7.
Back on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Hits Sports Network. Big thanks to Ryan Bonner and the Ashland Tomcats coming in this morning, celebrating their 6th consecutive regional title. They'll play Lyon County at the state tournament. It gets things underway on Wednesday. Ashland plays at 1:30. The winner of that game would play the winner of Adair County and Marshall County in the bottom half of that bracket. Magoffin, Perry County Central gets things going, followed by Ashland and Lyon County, Adair County, Marshall County, and then Spencer and Great Crossing. Day 2 starts off with Harlan County and Warren Central, followed by Butler County and Evangel Christian. The evening matchups, Pulaski County and Trinity, and then Newport and Campbell County round things out for day number 1. You can catch every bounce of the ball of all the games from the boys' Sweet 16 right here on Kool Hits 105.7. We'll be with you from the opening tip to the Nets coming down on Saturday night when they tip it off at Rupp Arena for the championship at 7:30. Speaking of the Sweet 16, the girls' Sweet 16, a big congratulations to one of our local referees out of the 16th region, Madison Jones. She's been assigned to the championship game tonight. So congratulations to her. She'll represent the 16th region in the girls' Sweet 16 that plays later on this evening. All right, let's look at scores from games last night. The ACC semifinals were last night, quarterfinals in the SEC. A lot of conferences playing to where they get their tournament finished on a Saturday rather than on a Sunday when bracketology is pretty much already figured out, and some kind of leaves it a little bit up to grabs of whether or not that game on Sunday makes a difference in what the voters are going to do when they put the brackets together. But in the ACC semifinals last night, it was number 4 North Carolina, the top seed in the tournament. They held off Pitt 72-65, trailed by 2 at the half, outscored them 39-30. They go into the championship game. They'll play NC State, who beat Virginia last night. Number 1 Houston, no problems with number 25 Texas Tech in the Big 12 semifinals, 82-59. Houston continues to roll. I think they're the most dangerous team in the entire field. They're going to be the overall number 1 seed, and it's not even close. 30-3 on the season, all 3 of their losses coming in the Big 12. St. John's pushed UConn as hard as they could, but just a little bit come up short as they fell 95-90 to the second-ranked team in the nation. That was in the Big East semifinals, so the Huskies onto the title game today. Number 3, Purdue holds off Michigan State 67-62. Mississippi State takes number 5 Tennessee to the woodshed, 73-56. In the Pac-12 semifinals, Oregon takes off number 6 Arizona, 67-59. Again, Caleb Love heading off, and I don't want to play with North Carolina anymore. I'm going to go to Arizona. Thanks for playing. Number 7, Iowa State over number 14, Baylor, 76-62. Texas A&M, unranked, hangs 97 on number 9, Kentucky in the SEC quarterfinals. All those Cats fans complaining about that they wanted the double bye, had to have the double bye. It didn't matter if you had a double bye or triple bye. You're still not going to the championship. Kentucky hurting its seeding. I think the Cats fall to a 4 seed. Some still have them at a 3. It's going to be interesting to see how things still play out later on today and into tomorrow. Obviously, the Cats want Texas A&M to win. That would certainly bolster their case. If Texas A&M gets taken to the woodshed or comes up short in the semifinals today, that doesn't help Kentucky's case. So they're obviously all pulling for North Carolina, who they beat earlier in the year. They want North Carolina to go in as a 1 seed, so which I think they have already clinched that, regardless of what happens against North Carolina State today in the ACC Championship. But the Cats, they're going to be either a 3 or a 4, and there's conversations there for both. Number 10, Marquette defeats Providence in the Big East tournament, 79-68. So it'll be Marquette and UConn playing for the Big East title. Number 15, South Carolina gets hammered by number 12, Auburn, 86-55. In the Big Ten tournament, in the quarterfinals, number 13, Illinois holds off Ohio State, 77-74. Out in the Mountain West, San Diego State over 18th-ranked Utah State, 86-70. That's in the semifinals. Quarterfinals, Florida hammers number 19, Alabama, 102-88. SEC ranked opponents not looking real good coming down the stretch. And in the Pac-12, Colorado beats number 22, Washington State, 58-52. All right, if the brackets were seeded right now, here's how it would be. Your overall number 1 seed is Houston. The remaining 3 seeds, Purdue will be in the Midwest. Houston is in the South region. That's in Dallas. UConn is in the East bracket, which is in Boston. And North Carolina, they go out west. They're the last number 1 seed. They would play in Los Angeles. The 2 seeds, Tennessee would be with Purdue, Marquette with Houston, Iowa State with UConn, and Arizona with North Carolina. How fitting would that be? North Carolina, Arizona meeting up there in the quarterfinals of the national championship. Some local teams looking at it, they have right now, they've got Kentucky as a 3 seed playing 14th-ranked Oakland in the Pittsburgh bracket. That's on the east side, so they're seeded with UConn. Morehead State as a 14th seed. They're in the South bracket playing 3rd-ranked Illinois. So I still think there will be a conversation that will find a way to put Kentucky and Morehead State together, either in that round or if Morehead State would win and Kentucky would win their first round, that they would advance to play each other. It always works out that way. It's crazy to say. Here's the interesting numbers that are always the big games you got to pay attention to, that 5-12 game. So right now they've got South Carolina playing Princeton. And if you know anything about Princeton basketball, they're going to shoot threes. A lot of them, too. That's the way they play. Can the Gamecocks, who have played some terrible basketball down the stretch, right now, if that game went on paper and would play, I'm taking Princeton as the upset. That is my 5-12 special right now. Please put that one on paper and make it happen because I'm taking Princeton. I think South Carolina has been overrated all season long. Number 5, San Diego State plays McNeese. I like San Diego State. I think they could possibly play themselves into a 4. I don't know that they can quite get there, but they're going to be a tough 5 seed no matter what happens. Wisconsin and South Florida, and then BYU and Grand Canyon. That's in the West. So Selection Sunday tomorrow around 6:30. Of course, it'll take 2 hours to get through all the flipping commercials to get to the actual bracket, but we'll have all the brackets for you. We'll post those on our website. We'll have all that going through and stuff, and all the group that was with us this year that did the voting for basketball polls and stuff. We're going to do a bracket challenge against each other, and we may even open that up to our listeners too. So if you want to compete against us and stuff, we'll do that. See if maybe we can find a prize to throw out there with it and so forth. But again, just to make it fun, it's having people that go out there and just have fun with us. So no prizes is fun. Just the ability to bolster your chest out a little bit and say, hey, I'll beat these guys. So, but if we do, we'll put that link out there on our website, Kool Hits 1057 FM, KoolHits1057.com here on Kool Hits 1057 FM. All right, let's take a break. We come back. It's the Border Sporting Goods Rant of the Week. You bunch of quitters. That's as we continue here on Let's Talk Sports on the Kool Sports Network.
If you're looking for a complete discount pharmacy with old-fashioned service and excellent prices, look no more. Since 1979, Stultz Pharmacy has provided our area with the finest in pharmacy care, 24-hour emergency prescription service, free delivery, and drive-through service for prescriptions. Stultz Pharmacy continues to fill all of your expectations. They carry a nice selection of gift items. For hometown service, see the professionals at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup. More than you expect from a pharmacy.
Stultz Pharmacy.
River Cities Builders is a licensed general contractor specializing in commercial and industrial projects, and they have a history and reputation of providing top-notch expertise through their experienced and devoted workforce. River Cities Builders also is a gas facility maintenance company offering petroleum equipment maintenance and EMV compliant upgrades for smart payment terminals, and they offer 24 hours, 7 days a week emergency service. Call 606-473-4112 or visit rivercitiesbuildersinc.com.
Hello, I'm Michael Bowling, Senior Vice President of Kentucky Farmers Bank. When you do business with Kentucky Farmers Bank, you're making an investment in your community. Your money stays local, we never sell your loan, and in turn, we invest in local families, churches, schools, and charities. We believe in our community, and that's why we are the better bank for loans.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for loans since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup, has been family owned and operated for over 30 years, featuring top-of-the-line material, guaranteed installation, and absolutely no one can beat JD Flooring's price. Need to replace your current flooring in one room or the entire house? Call JD Flooring in Greenup, 606-473-0411 for a free estimate. A call can get your house ready for any occasion. You'll absolutely love your new flooring from JD Flooring, 2017 Ashland Road, Greenup.
Quality Marathon gasoline, great monthly specials on snacks and beverages, and fantastic service. Those are the qualities of Clark's Pump and Shops. You'll find a Clark's Pump and Shop near you in the Bluegrass State and beyond. And Rick and Brent Clark want you to know that they take pride in giving you the best prices and service, and they thank you for your patronage. Clark's Pump and Shops are a division of the John W. Clark Oil Company. Clark's Pump and Shops. Return, refresh, refuel.
Kool Hits weather is brought to you by Big Sandy Superstores of the Tri-State. For all your furniture and appliance needs, see Big Sandy today.
Kool Hits weather.
Mostly sunny today, a high of 65, partly cloudy tonight, low 45. Sunshine on Sunday, high of 57. Few clouds on Sunday night with a low around 30.
Kool Hits 105.7.
Breaking news. The white car that took all 8 feet of the parking spot to get parked in the diagonal parking across the way has successfully exited Winchester Avenue. And nobody was injured, nobody was killed in the making of this message. Thank God. Time for the Border Sporting Goods rant of the week. Border Sporting Goods US 60 in Canonsburg for all your hunting and fishing needs, as well as those Liberty gun safe. See the great folks at Borders out on Canonsburg in US 60. On sale right now, they have got all kinds of fishing stuff out. I stopped out there and saw Brad on Wednesday, and it looked like half of a fishing tackle store had been unloaded out around his cabinets. They've got all of the new stuff from Rapala. The Crush Cities are in. He just got a fresh selection of the new Berkeley Craigs, however you want to call them. Basically, it's jerk spelled backwards. It's the jerk bait for the forward-facing sonar. Yes, I do have several of those now because he had some of those waiting on me. That's one of the frills and thrills you get from being sponsored by somebody. You get first grabs on something when it comes through. But they've got a lot of those in, a fresh new selection of Berkeley Stunnas, all the new plastics, all the line that you need. If you need to get relined, they can get you squared up, whether it's monofilament, fluorocarbon, or braid. Brad's got all that stuff rocking and rolling. They've got some sales going on in the safes. Full collection of kayaks. If you've never done kayaking or thinking of getting into kayaking, go see them out there. They'll get you all squared away at a Border Sporting Goods US 60 in Canonsburg. Well, this is for all you quitters out there, and yeah, I'm talking about most of the people in society. Every time something goes wrong or just doesn't work the way that they want it to, I quit. This is too hard. I don't want to do this anymore. Get over it. Here's the thing. We have turned ourselves into a completely disposable society. If you think about it, if something you buy, say, for instance, a microwave, and it tears up, what do you do with it? You throw it in the garbage. You go buy another one. Your remote breaks. You just buy another one. Even though maybe all it needed was new batteries. Maybe just needed a little cleaning or something. Even to the point now to where marriages, they're throwaways. Listen, I have battled through 27 years with my wife, okay? And they have not always been pleasant. But God love her, she put up with me for 27 years and hopefully for 27 more. And we've had our bumps in the roads. Every single marriage has. My parents, they've made it 50, okay? And God loved my mother for putting up with my father for that long. I love you, Dad, but, man, I know what Mom goes through. But you know what? Both of my parents, they've had their goods and the bads. My wife's parents, same thing. But it's not something that it's like everything is just throwaway anymore. And you see it so much. It was like I saw it. And the reason I'm thinking about this because I was watching some of the stuff on Twitter last night, and I was following the Akron and Ohio basketball game, the MAC semifinals. And Ohio gave up a 10-point lead, and Akron ended up beating the semifinals. And one of the guys who covers Ohio said, pay attention to your social medias tonight, meaning, well, I've decided to enter the transfer portal. I'm going to this school now. Well, I don't like my school anymore. They lost, so I'm going to go here. Quitter. This is tough. I don't want to do this. Quitter. What do you mean I have to work to do this? I want it now. Quitter. Stop being a bunch of verucas. I want it now. Sometimes it doesn't work that way in life. Sometimes you've got to put a little bit of effort into it. And when things get tough, you can't just say, I quit. I'm going to take my toys and go play in another sandbox. Guess what? The sandboxes are going to dry up eventually. And if you want to go around being nothing besides a quitter all your life, because that's what you are. When you jump around from things to things, from person to person, you're nothing but a quitter. You see people that they bring out a resume, and it looks like the opening volume of a dictionary from 1982. I worked at this place for 6 months. I worked at this place for 3. I worked at this place for 7. I went to this place for 9 months. I worked at this place for a year. Worked at this place for 2 weeks. The boss made me mad, so I went to this place. For the love of God, I mean, I can only imagine what it's like when this person gets out of bed in the morning and tries to put something on. Oh, this sock's hard to put on. Throw it in the trash. I'll just wear sandals. It's easier. I'll just put socks on. I can't use buttons. Those take too long. I'll use zip-ups. Now, I can't get my zipper to work. Throw that one in the trash. I'll just pull it over. I mean, come on, people. Stop being a bunch of quitters. Life is tough, and that's okay. It's how you deal with those challenges that make you want to quit is what makes you a better person, what makes our society a better person. So if you want to be a quitter, go somewhere else and quit. Stop quitting on yourself. Stop quitting on the people that depend on you. And more importantly, stop quitting on society. Make it a better place. That's a Border Sportingans rant of the week. Hey, a great big thanks to Ryan Bonner and the Ashland Tomcats. We had Nate Freeze, Asher Atkins, Tyson Lalone, Braxton Jennings, Cam Davis, Xander Carter in studio this morning. Best wishes to those guys down in Lexington as they take on Lyon County. They'll start up on 1:30 down in Lexington on Wednesday. We'll have every game here for the boys' Sweet 16 from the opening tip at 11 o'clock on Wednesday all the way till the championship game on Saturday night. You can catch them all right here on Kool 105.7 FM as well as on the app. I don't think my producer messed anything up today. He kept sliding the tray back and forth about 6 godzillion times while we're in here doing interviews. But other than that, he acted like he was trying to work is what it was. He wasn't doing anything. He was like, what if this? What if this? Oh, what if this happens? No. But now Dwayne, he does a good job. I greatly appreciate everything he does for us here. That's it for us this week. I'll be back with you next week. Let's see. I'll be with you next. I've got a cruise coming up, Dwayne. So I'm not going to be with you in 2 weeks because what I'll do is I'll have to record a show before I leave. But next week I'll be coming to you live from Rupp Arena in Lexington as we get you set for the semifinals for the boys' Sweet 16. So stay tuned with us for that. That's it for us. Have a good weekend. It's going to be sunny, snow Monday. Enjoy the weather while you can. For Dwayne Elliott, everyone at the station, I'm James Collier. Have a good weekend, everyone.
You've been listening to Let's Talk Sports on Kool Hits 105.7 and the Kool Hits Sports Network. Let's Talk Sports has been brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shops of the Tri-State, Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup, Kentucky Farmers Bank, River Cities Builders, and J.D. Flooring in Greenup. Tune in next Saturday at 9 as we talk sports with James Collier on Let's Talk Sports here on Kool Hits 105.7 and the Kool Hits Sports Network.
The Kool Hits 1057 studios are sponsored by Southern Ohio Medical Center. SOMC Family Practice and Specialty Associates at Belfont Center in Russell offers walk-in appointments. If you're not feeling well or have an orthopedic condition to be looked at, stop in and see us. Walk-ins are accepted Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5 and on Fridays 8 to noon.
When something happens to your car, you might say, but what you really need to say is something that can actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And just like that, State Farm is there to help you file your claim right on the State Farm mobile app. So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Progressive presents advice on new teen drivers.
You know, the hardest part about teaching your teen to drive is the chafing from the seatbelt. But the best part is the grip strength you build in your knuckles. Okay, now let's pull out of the driveway.
Here's another tip. Offset a chunk of the cost of adding a teen to your insurance with Progressive's Teen Driver Discount and get a break from the brake. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
Having a job as a pet groomer can be rewarding and also messy. That's where the new Swiffer Power Mop comes in. It's an all-in-one cleaning system that cleans just as well as a mop and bucket, but in half the time and without the hassle. The large mop head is made with hundreds of powerful scrubbing strips that can break down the toughest, stickiest messes. So you can kick your old mop and bucket to the curb and mop smarter with the new Swiffer Power Mop.
Ball forward, take your base. The only thing worse than a pitcher running out of gas on the mound is your old phone running out of storage for your photos in the stands.
Goodbye, home run.
Switch to Verizon and get a great deal on a new iPhone 15 Pro with tons of storage for all the ballpark pics you want. Just trade in your iPhone, any model, in any condition, so you'll feel like you're winning, even when your team's not. Trade in any iPhone in any condition for a great deal on iPhone 15 Pro with Unlimited Ultimate and get iPad and Apple Watch SE with eligible service plan. Only on Verizon.
Kool Hits 1057 WLGC FM. Green Up, Ashland. Back to the 70s.
Welcome to the only All Request 70s show in the USA. It's MG Kelly here playing the best hits out of the 1970s just for you. Gonna lead it off this week with some Eric Clapton. Go!